Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Vintage Watch Club. Today I have with me Kiran Munipalle.
Hi everyone, this is Kiran Munipalle here.
He has been with Vintage Watches since last couple of years,
Yeah, now it's been a couple of years, yeah, correct.
and he has developed a unique taste. In this series, I will be interacting with Kiran and many more people. In this particular episode, we are going to take one of the interesting subjects which Kiran has started his journey and how he has reached today and what are his interests and what are his subjects, and we will try to explore each one of them one by one.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
It's going to be, I
Welcome,
think
Kiran.
it's a, Professor, thank you for this, and it's going to be, I think, very interesting series, and I would like to say that horology as a, a hobby, it's particularly fascinating, and the interest is, in this hobby, these days you find, a lot of people trying to get into this hobby, and I think, the hobby is heading the right direction, I would say, so it's exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah.
I have been myself a newbie in this hobby and have been just about a year or so collecting vintage watches. Though luxury watches is another
Yes.
passion of mine. Vintage is something which I started very recently. And going by that, how expensive or inexpensive the hobby can be.
See, in terms of expenses, as a hobby, horology can burn a hole in your pocket. So what I would, what personally, my take of this would be, when you're trying to get into a collection, initially what happened, I'll take my example. So initially what happened was when I got into the vintage watches is something that, the moment you get into it, you find it very exciting. So basically there are tons of watches available, in the market and are out there. And as a newbie to the hobby, right, you, in the excitement, right, you probably want to go and acquire every single watch that that is available to you. As you move into the hobby and you pass some time in that, right, that can unknowingly burn a very big hole in your pocket. So I realized that kind of very early in my hobby, and then building a theme around what I want to do. I was I had I thought about it when I looked 3 to 6 months into the hobby, right. I suddenly found I had pile of about 100 watches. I actually didn't know what to do with this. So eventually what I did was, I thought, it wouldn't work. See, I was, looking at the pile of 100 watches, I suddenly got, kind of very confused. Like, is this the way I want to pursue my hobby? I gave it a, small thought. Then that is the way I came up with an idea of diversifying my hobby into separate, into a particular thematic collection. I chose, what are the brands, that I want to be in, and what I want to pursue in those brands. The way I built my theme is, I was very clear that I wanted to do only vintage watches. Even in vintage, right, I was only focusing on the vintage mechanical, hand winding and vintage automatic watches. So this was the theme I, kind of built around it. And even in this, right, I chose my brands very carefully. I have about, 7 to 8 brands that I kind of focus on, and I'm trying to build a collection around it. What you seriously want to do, I'll put it that way actually. So then, then move in that direction. You draw up a plan and then move in that direction. So that's the, as of now, that's where I am,
When you get into vintage watches, you need to have patience, and patience is the key to add on to your collection, and you need
Absolutely.
to have
Absolutely.
an open eye and as
Yes.
well as an open ear
Correct.
to understand what you want to buy and what you want to collect.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how it has been, I guess. It would be very interesting to understand what is that you have in store for today and what do you want to showcase.
Professor Nagendra and I would like to make this series a very an interesting.
Kiran, let's talk about how you got into the hobby. Let's understand what made you jump into this.
Okay, so yeah, I mean I would definitely want to cover that, Professor, but yeah, let me quickly jump into it. Okay, about 20 years back, my dad had given me about 3 to 4 of his watches, which were all Swiss, and it comprised brands like Enica. I had a Titoni, I had a Enicar, and another brand called Sandoz. All these were Swiss watches. So that Titoni, what my dad had given me, right, that had a very fascinating, background to it. Back then, my dad was was an integral part of their cricket team back in early 60s. So, they were playing another school. In the last 3 balls, they needed about 9 runs or something. My dad went into bat, and in 2 deliveries, I think he could score only 4 runs. So in the last one remaining delivery, right, it was like that kind of a Lagan kind of a scenario. What happened, it was very fascinating. So as it happened, my dad, was able to hit a 6, and send the ball out of the National High School grounds. National High School won that, entire tournament. So, in that joy, right, their sports master, he was wearing a Titoni.
Oh.
So he just, took out his Titoni and gave that to my dad as a gift. So that holds a tremendous emotional, that watch particularly holds a tremendous emotional value
Absolutely.
for me. It's like, these were the watches which were passed on to me by my dad.
It was also interesting to know what about the story behind the Sandoz and the...
Yeah, I mean, Sandoz and the Enikar, Sandoz and Enikar, I mean, I think dad got it from my grandfather. It was just, an inherited one, so it was in the family.
So watches has been there in the
Yeah,
family.
it's there in the family because my grandfather was a freedom fighter, and he was a school teacher as well. So he was very fond of watches. So those watches were lying in my drawer for over 20 years. And suddenly, while I was looking up for something else, I happened to open the drawer. So suddenly I found these 3 watches, these 4 watches lying, unattended. And this happened about a year and a half back. So when I looked at them, I was kind of fascinated. So I did not have the mind to just leave them like that, and so then I picked up those watches and I gave it a serious thought then, like, anyways I have multiple hobbies, so why don't I, pick up this also as a hobby. So that's when it struck me, but I knew that, this was not going to be a inexpensive hobby. But luckily, with the passage of time, when you get into your job and, you have some money flowing in and you have some extra money, right? That's when one gets the inclination to, kind of get into such expensive things. Only when you have some free money.
Correct.
So that's
And,
exactly, that was the
you
moment.
being an investment banker probably helped it.
Yes, so I picked up those, and when I picked it up, I hardly had any access to anyone that who was kind of similarly into this hobby. So I was going all around. I looked up online. The easiest place to acquire such watches. Though you may not know the genuinity of it, so the easiest way to get some information was OLX.
Oh.
When I was looking those, the OLX up and I was trying to look for watches, right? I luckily connected with one gentleman by name Anand Sortur, who's also a very good friend of mine, and he had put up some of his watches for sale.
Oh.
It was very, very lucky and coincidental that I was able to connect with him. We decided to meet up on a particular evening, and he came with a set of watches. We then caught up for a coffee, and then I thought I'd just pick up the watches, and it was his intention also, and end the conversation quickly. But that lasted for about 2.5 hours. We again got into a lot of discussion, and I understood. And he gave me a lot of tips, so that's how, that proved to be very valuable.
That is how the hobby grows. That's
Yeah.
what I very strongly
Yeah, that's
believe.
correct,
And,
that's correct.
you tend to meet up people and then you spend more time
Absolutely.
acquiring knowledge.
Absolutely.
And
That's how it works.
passing on the knowledge.
Correct. That was my first giant step into the hobby. So I got about 8 to 10 watches, and he was like very sweet enough. Since I bought his whole lot, right? He threw another watch to me as just like a gift, So